This is the brand new Aer Day Sling 4 Max, and as you can see, it finally comes in Ultra. There's a bunch of other changes from the Aer Day Sling 3 Max that we're going to get into as well, so stick around to the video to hear all those differences. In case you already have the Day Sling 3 Max, if you want to decide if it's worth it to upgrade now, or if you're just looking for the first time, I'll be doing a full review of this, a full loadout of everything that fits inside, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Now, the full disclosure is that Aer did send this bag out for me to review, and I get to keep it, but no money changed hands. I can and I will say anything I want about this bag. So really excited to get into it and tell you all about its specs and features. So let's go ahead and jump under the overhead camera and start checking out the dimensions. All right, so here it is, the Day Sling 4 Max. And obviously, as I said before, I've got the version in Ultra here as well. So this is the most expensive version. There's also an X-Pack version as well as Cordura, which has 3 different colorways this year. There's black, navy, and olive. And I actually have the olive Cordura in the Day Sling 4. So you can see what that looks like there. The big differences between like the Ultra and X-Pack version of both of these bags is that the Cordura, obviously, besides the fabric, has non-AquaGuard zippers for 2 of the zippers other than the front one, whereas the Ultra and X-Pack have AquaGuard zippers throughout. And then the buckle is a little different. So when you get around on both the Day Sling 4, Max, Cordura, or the Day Sling 4, you're gonna get a Duraflex buckle now instead of the Fidlock connector that always came undone on people. So huge improvement there. I like that. And then when you step up to the X-Pack or the Ultra version, you are going to get the Fidlock V buckle, which is, I know a lot of people like this buckle. I'm actually pretty stoked on the Duraflex buckle myself, but I know some people really prefer this V buckle over the previous slide Fidlock that was on the previous versions of this bag. Now, one thing I always want to mention when reviewing bags like this that have some type of quick release buckle but non-removable straps is that if you are someone that likes to wear your slings across your right shoulder like me, what you'll find is that that buckle is down here in, I think, a pretty awkward spot to get on and off, especially this move. This move's real tricky. Obviously, if you are a left shoulder wearer, this thing's awesome, easy to get on, and it snaps closed. I really do wish Aer would implement some type of reversible strap here so that us right shoulder wearers could get the same advantage of this aesthetic here, because it's not really ambidextrous. If you are a right shoulder sling wearer, go ahead and hit me down in the comments. Give me a hashtag right shoulders for life, and maybe we can get Aer to listen for the Day Sling 5 Max. Now, overall dimensions here, it's about 12 inches wide, 8.5 inches high, and 4 inches here in depth. And overall, those are the same measurements as the Day Sling 3 Max, except for the height, which used to be 9 inches. Now it is measuring at 8.5 inches, but they're still calling this a 6-liter volume. Now, here on the outside, here's some key differences. One is we've got the new zipper pulls that Aer has had ever since like the release of the City Pack. So you no longer have like those jangly zipper pulls, and I do like these quite a bit. They're very grippy, easy to pull. And then in terms of the overall zippers, like I said, these are YKK, and you get AquaGuard here on the front, quick access pocket on all 3 different fabrics, but on the Ultra and X-Pack variants, you get an AquaGuard zipper on the main section as well. The back zipper here is just gonna be a normal kind of reverse coil, but it is kind of covered up by fabric here, so not super worried about that being exposed to the elements. And this is a big design change back here, where there used to be kind of like a big flap that would kind of hold, you know, sand, dirt, whatever is like falling, even rain, things like that. They got rid of that. It now has kind of this overlapping flap, so should be a little bit better, and it gives you a much taller space back here, which we'll talk about what can fit in this back pocket in just a second, but that is definitely a change there. Additionally, the handle used to be back here on the back, and that is now moved to the top. And look at the handle on this thing. This feels like a backpack handle. This is a super thick, cushiony handle on the 4 Max here, and it sits right there on top, and yeah, makes it very comfortable to grab this bag. And it is quite a large bag, and you can fit a ton of stuff in it, so I really do appreciate having that nice big handle right at the top there. The last few exterior changes that you'll see, they still have these loops here that can be used as like areas to kind of pull against on either of the zippers. For the like main section here as well. So you kind of pull against those, which makes it easier to open, especially these AquaGuard zippers, which these aren't too bad. I've seen some that are a little stickier than this, so I haven't had any issues getting this one open and around the corners necessarily. And then another feature that I really love is that they've added this nylon webbing here, this strap right here, on both sides, and that's a perfect place to attach any type of accessory to. So I've got like a little hero clip here, and you can throw that on there, and that's how I usually like hang a water bottle on this type of a bag, because I don't always carry a water bottle. This bag is large enough to carry one inside, but I don't want it to leak on all my tech stuff, so I like being able to hang one on the outside. All right, so with all the exterior features out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this front pocket. We're actually start loading this thing out. So right in the front here, you'll see that we've got obviously this kind of lime ripstop nylon on the Ultra version. That's going to be an orange color on X-Pack and just a gray color, the same. That's actually going to be on the inside here that you'll see in a second on the Cordura version. So there's another little difference with the colors. And while it's open right now, you can actually see that there is now a removable key leash. So there's a little loop here, and it's just kind of looped around there, and there's another loop on the inside in the main section, so you can either take this off, remove it completely, or move it to the inside wherever you find that handy. I always like to throw a little Rovivon flashlight there on a key leash and just throw that down in the front pocket. Now additionally, there is a divider, and this is a really interesting divider to me because instead of just splitting the pocket in two, it's actually attached at an angle here, which means you get a pretty wide access on both of these pockets, and then they actually overlap in the middle. It's kind of interesting. So for me, this pocket's so huge that my normal kind of quick grab access items maybe not have as much of a fit here. But what I've been throwing in here is I've got a little Swiss Army knife. This is the Pioneer X here in ALOX. And I just have a little 3D printed clip on it, which means I can hang it anywhere, and so that just kind of fits right there, and so it's right where I know it is at all times. Additionally, I like to throw a little hand sanitizer in the front, and that just kind of, it just falls in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw my little alpaca hub pouch. So this is the bag I always carry around that has little toiletries and things like that, and that can fit in there as well as, let's say, some AirPods and a little chapstick, lip balm there. I'll throw into the other side, and there you go. That's getting preloaded out, but obviously tons of space still left over. But let's go ahead and jump into the main section now. And so here in the main section, like I said, on this Ultra version here, it's actually the same. This is the exact same interior as the Cordura version. So you're still getting the gray ripstop nylon here, and I think that's fine. You don't need that teal color all over, and I actually really like this gray. So some big changes here in terms of the organization as well. On the back panel here, you now have two of these kind of mesh stretchy pockets. You also have a little kind of slip pocket here. So I've actually been throwing a pen and a Sharpie, my normal kind of EDC items. I've been throwing that in that pocket, really like that. And then you get not one, but actually two dividers here, which is pretty cool. So this allows you to carry kind of two flat items instead of just one that have to, then touch each other. And this divider right here has a good little bit of padding, and there's a nice padding here on the back as well. So this is a perfect area for like a tablet. And the big advantage here, obviously, of the Max is that you can fit a full size tablet. So that's an 11-inch iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil in there, and you can see there's plenty of room here on top, and that fits in there even with the pen, no problem at all. And then you still get this extra section up front. So what I've been throwing in there, I've got this little keyboard that I use in conjunction with the iPad that has a trackpad and things, and with this moffed case you can kind of set it upright. So I've been putting that in there upright just like that. And the other side, you can fit anything you want, but let's say I want to take my Kindle Paperwhite, I could also throw that in there. And then look at all that. We're carrying a ton of stuff already. Now, obviously, these two front pockets you can do whatever you want with. I've got a little iNew MagSafe battery, nice and thin, just fits in there out of the way. I also have some gum, so we'll just throw that in there for now. And let's go ahead and flip the bag around and look at another huge change here. Because in the past, the front of this bag in the main section had two mesh pockets, and now that's replaced by a zippered mesh pocket that keeps things up and out of the way of the bottom of the bag. So you can see it only goes down to right there. And that is a really great area for example, some sunglasses. It's actually a little big. I wouldn't mind if this was like even a little bit slimmer of a pocket, but that is a nice way to carry sunglasses around, but not have them rubbing up against things in your bag, kind of keep them up out of the way. Now, this is not like soft, you know, I've seen some of these bags that do this with like a softer material here, but this is just that same ripstop nylon. You've got the little key leash loop here again, as well as down here. I forgot to point it out earlier. So you could put that there. You could also put it here. So this is another area when you open the bag, you could have just your quick access items, your keys, your pens, your AirPods, whatever, could also fit in there. Or the other day, I actually just took some snacks for my kids, threw those in there, and zipped that shut, and then they were just easy to get to whenever I needed them, but I wasn't worried about those things exploding and getting into anything else in my pack. Really cool options there for you. I actually really prefer this over the mesh pockets in terms of the organization. Now, the other thing about this pocket is up top here, you also have a little kind of hidden air tag slot there, so that's nice. Again, get that up and out of the way, and now you can track your bag if it ever goes wandering, so that's cool. In terms of the rest of the space, I feel like we should just go max tech here and throw a Steam Deck in there. Look at that. So the Steam Deck fits really easily. Obviously a Switch 2, ROG Ally, anything. If you're a gamer, mobile gamer, that's gonna fit super well. You could also fit things like a Nintendo Switch Lite, it's just a little 3D print. You could fit that upright instead of the Kindle, and that would actually still close. So a lot of really cool carry options here. You could put anything you want in there, but that is a ton of stuff already, and you can see there is still more room in here. So it really is a max bag. This is pretty cool. But let's go ahead and zip that all up so we can start to see what that looks like when it's packed out. And yeah, there you go. Let's just throw a few more things into this pocket just to see what else it can hold. Obviously, this is a Nintendo Switch 2. Well, this is obviously a 3D print of a Nintendo Switch 2. But just if you wanted to see what that looks like inside there, we'll also go ahead and try to throw that here in the back, which does fit. You kind of got to get it around the Joy-Cons, but you could fit that in the back as well. If you're an over-the-ear headphones type of person, these are the Sony XM6s, and yeah, obviously those are gonna fit, but just how they fit, you can kind of check out that. If I put them on their sides there, still plenty of room, or put them upright as well. You could definitely fit other things in and around those also. And for me, I mainly carry a bag like this to carry a camera around. So Fujifilm X100VI, I mean, it just gets swallowed up in there. There's so much space. So that's what that looks like in there. You can definitely fit a full frame, full size camera. You can put the grip, you know, in that direction and use this like a camera bag. I've got the A7 IV and I can fit that in here. I'm actually using it to film right now, so I'm not gonna show that, but any large cameras are still gonna fit in this bag because it does have so much room. And because of the way it's designed, where it kind of tapers out at the bottom, the maximum width is out here in the bottom, you can definitely fit quite a bit of stuff down in the bottom and still have your organization to keep sunglasses and things up above it. And if you're a water bottle person, this is the Awala 24 ounce, so very large water bottle, and that's what that looks like inside there. So easily fits a large water bottle here, no concern. Now in the back here, like I mentioned at the beginning, this zipper compartment is the entire height of the bag. The zipper is a little bit below the top fold, but it does actually open up all the way. So if you wanted to fit even something, and this is insane because I have a full-size iPad in there, but this is an iPad mini 7, and that will actually fit in here. And you kind of gotta just move this, the top flap out of the way, but that actually zips closed no problem. So, you know, maybe if you didn't have a full-size iPad, obviously, but you could throw a Kindle, you could throw an iPad, you could definitely throw some big tech stuff in this back. But probably I think what most people will use it for is maybe obviously your passport if you're traveling, boarding pass, maybe extra cash or something like that. It's just a nice kind of hidden away pocket here on the back panel, but it is quite large, and so you do get a lot of opportunity to fill it up there. So that's the Aer Day Sling 4 Max. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this bag. Are you interested in getting one? Like, what are you feeling here? In terms of pricing, one thing that I think is really cool is that Aer is keeping the same pricing from their Day Sling 3, so they're not jacking up the price on us here. So it's $95 for the Core Dur version of this bag. It's $119 for the X Pack, and then this new Ultra version is going to be $135 US. If you are interested in checking out this bag, I definitely recommend checking out the links in my description. It'll be the first links down there. I'll also link to all my kind of other everyday carry items that I've shown in this video. It does help support the channel if you can use those links, so I do appreciate that. But I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, I'd really appreciate it if you can hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. I've got a personal goal of trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I would just love to have you along for the ride. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.